Let's talk World Series. It was our prediction that the Toronto Blue Jays would host the World Series trophy, and they are a game away from making that reality. I knew said on this show that this series was going to be an absolute banger. I just didn't see any way that it wouldn't be. And this has lived up to the hype. Absolutely. Had some people out there saying, Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5. No. The bats for the Jays are just too good. Schneider's too good. And Vlad Guerrero Jr. Everybody's sitting here. Shohei Ohtani, best player of all time. What a great player he is. Not taking anything away from Shohei Ohtani. Was on base 9 times the other night. That actually happened. But let's talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That guy is a complete dog, and he plays an incredible first base, by the way, there as well. Obviously, if the Jays win this series, he's going to be World Series MVP. Clutch hits, clutch doubles, clutch walks, home runs, defensive plays, you name it. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is something special. And if you remember going into this year, there was like, oh, the Jays going to pay him? What's going on here? And then they gave him, $500 million? And it's like, well, was that the right move? Yeah. That was the right move. And at this point, it looks like a steal, to be honest with you. And this is a guy that's still a young guy, and just the leadership that he shows there as well. There's a lot of dudes on this team that are really, really good at baseball. But this is Vlad's team. Make no mistake about it. They rally around him. They look to him. And there's just the clip of Yesavage. We'll talk about him in a second. When he finished his outing yesterday, he's kind of going through, giving everybody the hugs, the high fives. And there at the end of the bench, Vlad's waiting on him to give him a big hug and just be like, yes. Yes, Rook, that's what we needed for you. It was a big embrace. And those two, it just felt like a great moment there when that happened. And obviously the Jays were in complete control of that game. The Dodgers lineup that's making billions of dollars probably, they've gone silent. And this isn't, a staff for the Blue Jays that's like, oh, my goodness, one of the best, right? They're one who they started in Game 1 of the World Series and Game 5 is a 22-year-old rookie that was playing at single A level ball to start the year. And he was tremendous. He only went like 4 innings the first game, fine. But you're in a Game 5 situation on the road. Dodger Stadium, Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Muncy, Smith, Hernandez. The list goes on and on and on the road. And he takes the hill and says, I got us. No problem. I got us. That split, nasty. And people talk about, the poise of him is just incredible. And, the courage to go out there and just the guts to go out there and do it. And that's all a good point. And that's all very, very true. But let's just talk about the fact that he's nasty, too. I mean, the slider, the splitter, locating the fastball. He didn't even really throw the fastball much. He just knows how to pitch. In a lot of ways, kind of reminds me of Andrew Abbott, I guess, from a Cincinnati perspective, just how he goes about his business out there. I get Abbott's a lefty, and I get he doesn't throw a splitter, but it's a guy that isn't going to sit here and overpower you with his fastball, knows how to pitch the contact, isn't going to miss over the heart of the plate. Nights where he doesn't have his best stuff, which I think he had close to his best stuff last night, but in starts prior, can go out there and still compete even when he doesn't have his best stuff. Abbott is so incredible at doing that, obviously, for Cincinnati. But Yesavage, what a performance. 22-year-old rookie. Looked unflappable. Again, it's not just the World Series. It's the World Series against that lineup. And they just come at you time after time after time. There's no let-up in that lineup whatsoever. And Yesavage did a tremendous, tremendous job for the Blue Jays. And he's got him in a situation where this thing goes back to the Rogers Center. And, have 2 opportunities to win a world championship. The crowd there is going to be electric. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for that. But, I mean, the lineup for the Blue Jays, they come at you. People, I just talked about the Dodger lineup and how many stars they have in the lineup. But these Blue Jay guys, they're absurd. And, you lose your most clutch hitter. I mean, Springer, obviously Vlad, you could argue, but Springer is incredibly clutch here in these, postseason moments. And he's been throughout the duration of the postseason. And the thing about the tear that he went on to end the regular season for the Toronto Blue Jays, he was magnificent. You lose him to that side injury, and then you got to put a new guy up at the leadoff spot. What's he do? He goes yard immediately. And then Vlad follows it up. He goes yard. 2 bombs, 4 pitches. Snell's on his heels already. And Snell, a 2-time Cy Young guy, obviously dominated the Reds, has dominated the Brewers, has owned this postseason, but he can't handle this Blue Jays lineup. They've given him fits, all of them, and it was tremendous. And Snell was solid in the game. He did a nice job of battling back, and to be honest with you, I don't put that game on Snell whatsoever for the Dodgers, but just the fact the Blue Jays just have, they're like, yeah, Blake Snell, we'll go up there and we'll give him the business again. And really, really impressive. And just the depth of their lineup. They all can hurt you. Well, look about Barger right there. And he's got a howitzer in right field as well for an arm. And he'll hit bombs. What's he batting this postseason? Like around 400, something absurd, 350, I think. Something crazy like that. Varsho, great center fielder. He's tremendous. Left-handed bat. Extra base guy, will get singles. He'll do it all, kind of. Ernie Clement, probably my favorite player that I've been able to watch in this series. I absolutely love Ernie Clement. People that watch college baseball remember him from his heroics at Virginia, right? And he's just a ball player. He's kind of plug-and-play guy. You want him at second, fine. You want him at third, that's where he's been hanging out here of late, fine. He'll make great plays for you. He'll swing at the first pitch every single time, by the way, but he'll find ways to drive guys in. Even the sac fly last night. Wild pitches from the Dodgers, Jays moving up, just little things, baseball things, in the postseason and in the World Series, just as important as it is throughout the 162-game stretch, if not more important. And the Jays were just doing all the little things right in this game as, they roar back. Think about the adversity. You face an 18-inning game on the road. You go through all these pitchers and you lose. Heartbreaking, devastating. We talked about it on the show. It felt like it's kind of like you're losing 2 games, which technically they did play 2 games as they played 18 innings. But how are you going to respond to that? And they responded in the best possible way. Best possible way. Didn't panic at all. Bat said they've been great all year. They'll continue to be great even against elite pitching. We'll get great starting pitching. Guys that we can rely on. A bullpen will close it out, do the job. Tremendous, tremendous job from the Toronto Blue Jays. Incredible. And Jimenez, he's just like, Bichette not fully healthy. He'll come in and play. Not even a home run guy. Think about the dingers he hit against Seattle. And then Bo Bichette. I didn't even talk about him. And they were talking, the Fox crew was, to Bo Bichette after the game. Guy's an incredible player. Incredible player. And I was texting with a buddy earlier because obviously Bo had, he's not going to win the MVP, but he had an MVP level season. Kind of. The hits machine. And he gets hurt, obviously, at the end, misses all the postseason up until the World Series. Obviously, when you have a season like that and you've been with the Blue Jays for several years and you kind of saw this whole thing rise, had to just rip your heart out if you're Bo Bichette that he wasn't able to go out there and play throughout the duration of this postseason. And then he's able to work back and be available for the World Series, and they throw him out there at Game 1. I was texting with a buddy. I was like, they're putting him at second base? This guy's never played second base, literally. And then he's just making incredible plays at second place. Plug-and-play guy, just a ball player. Has done it so long. Oh, you want him at second? Yep, no problem. He'll be elite. And the fact that his timing has been able to come back. Baseball, obviously a very timing-oriented sport, right? And you go on streaks, right? Sometimes your timing's great, sometimes it's not. And to be out for that long and then come in against the rotation that the Dodgers have and say, yep, I'll just pick up right where I left off. Incredibly impressive for Bo Bichette. And the Blue Jays, by the way, regardless of what happens over the course of the next few days, have a decision to make. Are you going to pay Bo Bichette or is he going to go elsewhere here this offseason? That is very much a storyline that needs to be monitored. But the World Series has absolutely lived up to the hype. Yamamoto will get the ball in Game 6, obviously through a CG the other night. It was incredible. He's been terrific throughout the postseason. He's kind of lived up to his contract, I would say, despite $300 million, kind of living up to the contract, right? He was in the pen, right, for the 18-inning game. He had pitched 2 days prior, 9 innings. He's getting warm in the pen. It's like, dude, what are we doing? This guy's just a rubber band for an arm, I guess, relentless competitor. So that's going to be a tremendous, opportunity for him to kind of give them a chance there in the series. And then Game 7, if it goes to 7, you would think Ohtani, right? Probably back out for LA. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But, Dodgers got to find a way to get the bats going. There's all these guys. And I think the world of Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. And this has shocked me, the performance of Mookie Betts in this World Series. He's a guy that you can always count on for loud contact and singles and doubles and even home runs. He's been borderline non-existent in this World Series. Has absolutely shocked me. I think Mookie Betts is one of the greatest players ever played a game, to be honest with you. I don't think that's hyperbolic whatsoever. And then Freddie, too. It's he had the big bomb, right? And he, had the bomb, obviously, in Game 1. And, he did, or not Game 1, Game 2, I believe. But, Freddie, tremendous hitter, Hall of Famer, no doubt, first ballot. Right, but he hasn't been as consistent as I thought. Certainly, they were hoping for. They made the change there at their last spot in the order. They had gone with Pajes there, great glove in center field, but was offering nothing as a hitter. Then they go with Alex Call, who they got in the middle of the year. Is like, okay, what did he do? So Roberts kind of, just trying to push some different buttons there, and it ain't working. But what are you going to do? You kind of just got to roll it back and say, yo, we got Ohtani, we got Betts, we got Freeman, we got Smith. Muncy has been struggling there as well, but you kind of just got to roll out. Teoscar is a great hitter. Like, these guys just aren't showing up, and you got to give a lot of credit to the Blue Jays staff because they've done a tremendous job. Just a tremendous job. And then you get to the Dodger bullpen, right? And that's the thing. Like, you're kind of holding on to Snell. It doesn't have his best stuff, but you're still pushing him up towards 120 pitches. And you've seen Roberts manage that way throughout the duration of the series where he's like, yeah, even if our starters don't look great, we got to roll with them because our pen is just awful. And this is one of the worst bullpens we've seen in recent World Series memory, to be honest with you. And, I mean, these guys are, like, it's funny because you see the Jays, you see their bats, and you see the Dodgers bats, you see the rotation. You're like, yeah, that's top of the league, World Series stuff. And then the Jays bullpen, the Dodgers bullpen goes out there, and you're like, this is like one of the worst bullpens in baseball there in the World Series. It's laughable, to be completely honest with you. So they're going to need, if Yamamoto is not sharp, that's wraps because they need Yamamoto to go, at least 7 innings, right? And he's got to be really, really good, and we'll see if the Dodgers bats wake up. But incredible. Can't wait for Game 6. Predicted the Blue Jays would win it, and now they have a beautiful opportunity in front of them. 2 potential games, both at home, and all the momentum on their side. Momentum's a real thing, even in baseball. And we'll see if they can pull it off, but really looking forward to that.